Good morning, boys, parents, staff, governors. It's Friday the 26th of June and here is this week's latest video diary. I'd like to start off by saying a big thank you. A big thank you to all of you for the gratifying comments that you have made in respect of the school's announcement for co-education from September 2021. I don't want to dwell on the subject anymore this week, except to say it's been hugely rewarding. This has obviously been a serious undertaking for us over the last few weeks and months, set against the backdrop of COVID-19, amongst other things. And I must say, it's really rewarding to hear all of the positive feedback that we're getting, both from internal and external stakeholders, and it bodes really well. So thank you very much for your ongoing support. It's also been great to see even more boys back in school this week. We've obviously got pupils now up to year 6 and year 10, and in the last week of term we're working hard to put in place a day for year 7, year 8 and year 9. And I would just like to, again, to sort of pay homage to my fantastic team of academic and support staff here for making that possible. Set against the context of and the constraints that we are working with, it really is a challenge. But I think for a school of our size and ilk, to be able to offer every single student the opportunity to return and have interface with their teachers before the summer holiday, admittedly some on a more regular basis than others, is wonderful. And I'm really proud that we're able to offer that for you. So year 7, 8 and 9, we're really looking forward to seeing you in that last week. We can't wait. It's going to be great. Now, the art exhibition starts next week. I had a sneak preview at some of the exhibits in Langlands earlier this morning, and boys, you have been busy with some fantastic work. I would urge you and your parents to sign up with the school office to come and have a personal individual tour after 4 o'clock on any weekday next week. It runs from Monday to Friday, and you can come and see the work in person. And there will thereafter be an online gallery on the website which will open up in early July. But having seen it firsthand, I really do think you should try and make the effort to come and see it. A lot of work has gone into it from Mrs. Masieska, so well done to her, and boys, for your sterling work. Do make sure you contact Mrs. Harding and do spend some time looking through the fabulous collection of work. You will not be disappointed. Now, in the news recently, congratulations to any Liverpool fans out there. I know that Mr. Sukdeo, Thomas Gibson, for example, are very, very happy that Liverpool, who were the alpha team when I was growing up, certainly have captured the Premier League title for the first time in their history and won what was the old First Division, so the top division title, for the first time in over 30 years. And I do remember as a child that very occurrence. So it has been a long time coming, but I think we can all agree that Jurgen Klopp has demonstrated wonderful leadership and really garnered a strong team ethic, and it just shows you what is possible with the right people in charge, the right ingredients, the right team around you. So congratulations to Liverpool with, I think last night, as Mr. Mitchell will say, a considerable helping hand from Chelsea with their defeat of Manchester City at Stamford Bridge. So well done to you. Now, also in the news were some astonishing pictures of Bournemouth Beach yesterday. It looked as though it was high season festival, and admittedly the temperatures were over 30 degrees, but I am just flabbergasted that people have not used their common sense, and they have gathered in large antisocial crowds with no thought of social distancing whatsoever. I think it's incredibly selfish behaviour, and I'm pretty appalled that the police and the local services down there in Dorset have been so overwhelmed. I think it acts as a stark reminder that although we have seen this week an element of relaxation by the government on lockdown and social distancing moving forward, we still all need to apply common sense. And boys, I really hope that you're listening to this. Absolutely, it's great that we are starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But in order for that light to become increasingly closer, we all need to do our bit. And that means not doing things that endanger the possibility of a second spike. So yes, by all means, we need to embrace some of our newfound freedom, but we need to do it in a way that shows us to be good citizens. So please bear that in mind, especially over the weekend if it's warm weather. And just as a salutary reminder, there was quite a famous tennis competition due to be held last week, and Novak Djokovic, I think, was the most high-profile casualty to test positive for coronavirus and had to withdraw, and I think actually the tournament then was postponed. So it does show you that although things are getting better, we still need to be vigilant, we still need to be mindful. On a personal note, I'm very much looking forward to going to the Isle of Wight, where I'm fortunate to have a little holiday house. My family haven't been there since February now, and we are allowed to go in July. And yes, we are hugely looking forward to it, but we will be respectful and mindful of the island's residents. But I am excited about going over there. It is just a very special place for us, and that is one of the particular liberties that I'm looking forward to in the next few weeks, and I'm sure that you will all be doing likewise with various destinations in the summer. It was also Glastonbury this week, a virtual Glastonbury, the biggest music festival of its kind in the world. And today, Friday, one of the main days on the Pyramid stage, headlining would have been Kendrick Lamar, the American rapper. Now, boys, I'm sure that you will know a bit more about him than I, but you can catch up with Glastonbury online, as is customary now in this day and age. And perhaps to finish with, my favourite story of the week is this. A small-scale miner in Tanzania became an overnight millionaire this week after unearthing and selling 2 rough tanzanite gemstones. Now, these are incredibly rare. They are unique to North Tanzania and a very specific part of North Tanzania, and they are used when found, which is rare, by jewellers to create bespoke ornaments. Now, Mr. Laize has said that he will slaughter one of his cows and hold a big party to celebrate his newfound wealth before opening up a new shopping centre and a school for the poorest members of his community in the Simanjaro district, which is incredibly noble. I just thought that as a caveat, he might want to keep a few pennies aside, because it did also say in the article that Mr. Laize has 4 wives and over 30 children. So he would be well advised to keep a few pennies aside for a rainy day, I suspect. But great news for him, and it just shows you that anything is possible if you're patient, prepared to work hard and take your chances when they come along. So a nice note to finish on there. On to Headmaster's dispatches this week. And just a cautionary note that next week we won't be doing commendations or dispatches because we will have a grandparents special edition newsletter and blog. So anything that you do receive will be put back to the following end of term news item. This week, congratulations from Mrs. Henry to Ted Ramsey for great knowledge about Neil Armstrong, to Jamie Chatfield for his handwriting, to Yusuf Sharif for his French. Well done from Mrs. Marskell to Cameron Edwards for great work in literacy, to Fraser Schmidt, Hugo Hawksley, Frankie Wintle, Ben Scudamore, Lewis Lockhead and Torrin for their work in mathematics. Well done to Seb Phillips for his amazing work in history, and also to Ryan Lockhead for great work in English. Into Year 4, Fraser Blythe, Barney Atkins, Aaron Alcondran, Sam Atkins, Alex Forbes, Lucas Christie, George Pritchard and Harrison Wallace have all received commendations for French. And well done to Peter Summers, who has been able to be in the classroom physically for the first time since he joined the school earlier this term, and all of the boys have really enjoyed meeting him in person as opposed to online. And I just love that sort of fact that Peter has settled in brilliantly in a remote setting, and now he's here in person and he feels like he's been here for a long time. That is the Kingswood House ethos absolutely manifested there, right there. Well done to Benji Adams and Edward Bishop for writing fantastic autobiographies, and to George Pritchard for engaging with his classmates from Miss Smith. Well done to George Dyson in 5C for great effort in French. To Oliver Dimmock in Year 6 for his fantastic Endeavour book. He has been awarded a special E for Endeavour badge by Miss Black. And congratulations to Otis Edwards for his hard work in French lessons and for handing all his work in on time from Madame Swift. Into Year 7, James Carr, a fantastic global citizen. He has been both charitable and caring. He bought a tea set from Barnardo's and converted it into a place for his birds in his garden to sit and enjoy a water bath. What a lovely story. James, you really are a thoughtful young man. Well done. And Daniel Pepper has also been nominated for Fantastic Endeavour this week. Well done. And dispatches also for the Year 7 virtual trip to France to Alex Hill, Charlie Leonard, Daniel Pepper, Rory Slater, Yvonne Tutai, Jack Chamberlain, Ben Choi, Zachary Fitzgibbon, Ben Holmes, Bogdan Podrowiga, and Madam Taylor is very pleased with all of you. So well done. Into Year 8, Will Hamilton, Joe Seeger and Hardy Youssef have collected commendations for RS and Classics. And into Year 8L, Ted Rees with a commendation for RS, Anthony Mirnick, a commendation for RS and Classics, and also Theo Venzelar Pelly from Mrs. Weston. Well done to you. Into Year 9, great work. Mentions here from Mrs. Weston for commendations in Classics to Ed Bolton, Angelo Cooper, Milo Russell, Jessica Samanpalai, Ewan Walker, Hugo Davis and Joe Offen. Well done to Hugo. I think that's your first mention. And into Year 10, James Totham. Great questioning in science from Miss Black. And Madame has nominated James Totham, Hassan Jaffrey and Jack Leonard for their hard work in the subject. So well done, boys, to you. And Mr. March would like to highly commend Theo Byrne for his work on poetry in English. So that rounds off a really busy week. The temperature is soaring. I'm looking forward to a weekend in the garden, weather permitting. I hope you all have a great rest. And as I've said in my newsletter, please make sure that we finish this term in style. We need to maintain good humour, a strong work ethic, and plenty of typical customary Kingswood House zeal to see us across the line. Have a great weekend.